Hello everyone, it's Kat here with another Patreon video update. So, a lot of things have happened in the past, I think, 3 weeks since I last did a video. And one of the big things is I did the Center of Cartoon Studies Cartoon Workout Challenge, which is a 1-week series where you just work on a bunch of different aspects of creating comics, from writing it to paneling it to putting it out on the internet. And even though I've been drawing comics for about or over a decade now, it's just fun to sit back and kind of go through the basics again, and just as a refresher course. So it was very fun, and I will have my review of the course probably up on my website. I'm gonna be honest, next week, because I have a lot of stuff going on. The first thing that I would really like to announce is that there is going to be a new comic that I'll be putting out, and it will be only available for viewing on Patreon. Now this will be called Spooky Cat Tales, and it's actually inspired off of the work that I did for the Center of Cartooning Studies, their workout challenge that they did. So for the challenge, I had to write a story that I've told at least 3 times. And one of the stories that I knew that I've told at least 3 times is Wheatley's first ghost story. So this is the story that will start off Spooky Cat Tales. It's all about Wheatley encountering a ghost along with myself. The rest of Spooky Cat Tales will be similar. They will be all ghost stories of just encounters with ghostly entities that I've run into with my paranormal adventures as a ghost hunter. If you didn't know, my hobby is ghost hunting, and I also run a paranormal themed radio show called The Paranormal View, which you can find archives of it out on iTunes, and also we do have a YouTube channel and our own Patreon with absolutely no patrons, but we do have a Patreon, and we actually are big enough that we do an event every April in Gettysburg and just go and with reenactors, and they were also historians for the Battle of Gettysburg, and they just show us all these small places where people don't usually travel, and it's just really neat being able to look at the battlegrounds and also hear the stories of the civilians who also were affected by that part of the war. But so we do a whole lot of stuff. I usually kind of keep them separate, but at any rate, Spooky Cat Tales is about my own personal ghost stories, and they're really they're really interesting, and I enjoy being able to tell all of you about them in a graphic novel format. Every update will range between 1 and 3 pages, and some of them may be parts 1, 2, and 3, because some stories are rather long, but my encounters have been very quick with the paranormal, but kind of spooky, so thus Spooky Cat Tales. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that I did not get into the Small Press Expo this year. So for those who don't know, the Small Press Expo, also known as SPX, is in Bethesda, Maryland every September, and the dates will vary depending on the year. And it's only small publishers or small press, as the name implies. And it's really fun. I went last year. There's hundreds of people that go. It's an incredibly crammed space, but everyone is super excited and very, very inspiring to go to. And there are also panels and workshops that you can attend that take place at the same time as this huge vendor's alley. Well, SPX is well known for having a lottery to get into it instead of being a juried artist alley, basically, or art expo. It's completely a lottery. 1 in 6 people, according to SPX, from a tweet that they tweeted yesterday, 1 in 6 people actually get in. So I feel bad, but I know I have company, and it's always just till next year. I'll try again as well, and c'est la vie. It would have been great to be there. I love the DC area, but it's not meant to be this year. I'm still waiting to hear back from Cartoon Crossroads Columbus, or CXC, which is in Columbus, Ohio, and it's a relatively newer convention. It's also a conference about comic book and cartooning and all things sequential art. And this one actually is 2 weeks after SPX. It's the last weekend of September to October 1st, I think. And that one I'm waiting to hear back. There's going to be another 20 to 30 days before I hear back on that. So around tax day of this year, so April 15th, I may hear back if I got in or not. I'm hoping, but who knows? I was originally supposed to go to Rhode Island Comic Con this year, but unfortunately I can't. It's kind of one of these good and bad things. So I originally signed up for it January 3rd as kind of a legacy artist. I've gone to it every single year for 2 years now. This would have been my third. And I enjoy going and meeting everyone. It's great. And so I applied, and of course, and I got in, because this is the process for getting into the artist alley is different than, let's say, CXC or SPX. They're all different. So this one is basically first come, first serve. And so I got in because I already knew that they had opened the artist alley. And about a month later, my sister-in-law announces that she's getting married on that very weekend. And not Rhode Island. So unfortunately, it's going to be about a 20-hour drive to get to where I need to go for the wedding. So I'm not going to disclose where it is. But yeah, so I can't be in two places at one time because I am not Doctor Strange, and so I can't go to Rhode Island Comic Con. Oh well. But that's the other thing. I know a lot of people who do follow the blog, and all the activities that I do have met me there, so I won't be there this year, unfortunately. I will be at the Connecticut. I thought my camera shut off for a second. This is actually the third take because the memory got full on my other SD card. So for a second there I was like, oh no. But anyway, I will be at the Comic-Con, which is in Connecticut. It's at the Foxwoods Casino on June 10th and 11th of this year. And I'm looking forward to being at that one. It's also very active. It's run by the same people that do Rhode Island Comic Con. So I know it's going to be pretty well organized, and I'm going to enjoy myself. So I'm looking forward to that. In completely other different comic news, the other thing that I want to get out there to all of my non-Japanese aspiring comic book illustrators, and there's a reason why I specify non-Japanese, is that the Japanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs actually every year sponsors the Japanese International Manga Competition. So in Japanese, it's Nihon Kokusai Manga Sho. So basically what it is, and this is its 11th year, and you have to do 16 or more page submission to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and you can turn it in either to their actual department or any consulate or embassy that is near you. You can take it to the embassy and say, this is for the manga competition for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It has to be the Japanese embassy, not American or your country of origin. But and I'll put a link in the description below so that you can find it. But you have from March 17th, which was just last Friday, until June 16th to submit, and I will say the submission has to be in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on June 16th. You can't postmark it June 16th. So if you're in America, do that 2 weeks before June 16th, which I think is something like the 2nd, or even do it in late May to make sure that it gets there. But it has to be at least 16 pages, and it's just a manga of any, or comic book, graphic novel, insert whatever word you want to describe your sequential art here, and they will judge it. And there are 4 top prizes. There's 1 gold, and which is the grand prize, and then there are 3 silver, and those people who win are invited to Japan for 10 days to go to the awards ceremony, and it's in February. So it will be in February 2018. This, I happen to... I can hear my dogs barking in the backyard. I have been trying to get into this competition for years. I think at least 3 years. And I always bother to find out about it way too late. So last year when I discovered that it was happening, it was in mid-May when I discovered, oh yeah, there's the Nihon Kokusai Manga Show has already happened. Oh man. Or it's deadline's 2 weeks away. Well, that's way too late to submit anything. So what I did last year was I wrote down a series of different short stories that I wanted to submit. There we go. There's the word, submit, for this competition. So I already knew. And then I put in for it. This is the kind of geek I am, I guess. I put in for Google alerts whenever anything came up for the 11th annual International Manga Competition. I did this in both English and Japanese. It would immediately pop up. Well, Thursday night, I just happened to be looking at my computer going, gee, I wonder if anything will happen, if they're going to announce it soon, because usually it starts in early April, because I looked at the previous years. And right as I'm doing that, I'm just surfing the internet looking for it, and bam, that Google reminder comes up and it says, hey, by the way, submissions are open on March 17th of this year. And I'm like, timing! So, yeah, that's basically what happened. So, serendipitous timing of me remembering about this competition. And I really want to share it with all of the non-Japanese aspiring comic book artists. And don't be intimidated by the manga title in it. It's really for any graphic novel or comic. The other stuff that I've done is this week is the 1 year anniversary since I was last in Japan, and I posted some photos of me at the Shonen Jump store at Tokyo Dome City yesterday, and I will be posting on my website, which link down below, of just other fond memories of visiting Japan. I have a lot of family and friends that live there, so we go there every other year. And it's fun, and I miss it. So it's fun. It's fun going through memory lane, which reminds me also on YouTube, and I know I put it up on my website last week. I dug up a very old video. It is 7 years old, so sorry, the editing is horrible, and I'm also just bad with video anyway. But it is called My Japan, and I actually made it for the OhioCon convention that's in Columbus, Ohio every year, and it was a few years ago when I used to teach Japanese at the convention. And I just put it together just to show the students that were at the convention what Japan looked like. And it's just a massive, I'm going to say, video and photo dump from my past, at that time, 10 years in Japan and being involved in Japanese activities. That's basically what's going on. So did not make it into SPX, still waiting to hear back about CXC. We'll be at this year's Comic-Con at Foxwoods Casino, June 10th and 11th in Connecticut. Spooky Cat Tales will come out starting April 3rd, and everything else is going well. So those who have been keeping track of Wheatley, he's doing really well. He's gotten back into his adventurous self, and his cancer screenings, oh dear, have all come back negative so far. So since his surgery in December. And that's about it. I am going to stop filming now and get back to drawing things. And also, if you are curious, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at CatCloco. That's K-A-T, like a Kit Kat bar, K-L-O-C-K-O-W. So CatCloco. Don't kill it. Look, it's calm. He's adorable. Anyway. So that's it for now. So have a good afternoon, everyone, and keep being awesome.